Hey there! Welcome back to your daily English listening practice. Today, let's talk about something we all experience every single day, no matter where you live or what language you speak: the weather. Maybe it seems ordinary, just something in the background of life. But for me, the weather has created some truly memorable moments, big and small. And today, I'd like to share one of those memories with you. It was a Monday morning, and the first thing I heard was the steady sound of rain tapping on my window. Not just a light sprinkle, but real pouring rain, the kind that soaks through your jacket, sneaks into your shoes, and leaves the streets shining and empty. I looked at my phone and groaned. I had an important meeting across town, and now, this rainstorm was going to make everything harder. I got out of bed and started my rainy day routine. Raincoat? Check. Umbrella? Check. Waterproof shoes? Check. And, of course, some hope that I could make it to my meeting on time. Before leaving, I grabbed my phone and messaged my coworker Mia. "Rain again. Might be a bit late." She replied right away, "Same here. Classic Sydney." No matter how many years I live in Sydney, I'm still surprised by how quickly the weather can change. One minute, blue skies and sunshine. The next, gray clouds and a sudden heavy downpour. It's almost like the weather here has its own personality. When I finally stepped outside, the wind pushed my umbrella inside out. I laughed to myself, even though my socks were already starting to get wet. The city looked different in the rain. Quieter, slower. Everyone moving a little bit faster to get where they needed to go. The smell of wet pavement and fresh rain filled the air. I hurried to the bus stop, joining a small group of people huddled under the shelter, all of us trying to avoid the splashes from passing cars. When the bus finally arrived, I climbed on and found a seat near the window. The sound of rain hitting the glass was steady and calming. People around me stared out the foggy windows or scrolled through their phones, lost in their own thoughts. Next to me sat a man in a business suit, looking tired. He sighed and said, "Wasn't it supposed to be sunny today?" He sounded frustrated, but also a little amused. I smiled and replied, "Yep, can't trust the forecast anymore." He laughed, and for a moment, we were just two strangers brought together by the unpredictability of Sydney weather. "Sydney keeps us on our toes," he said, shaking his head. I nodded, and we shared a small, knowing smile. It's funny how the weather can turn strangers into friends, even if just for a few minutes. We didn't talk much more after that, but I felt a little lighter, knowing I wasn't alone in my frustration. Everyone on that bus was dealing with the same wet socks and soaked umbrellas. The weather had connected us, even in silence. After the meeting, which thankfully went well, even though I arrived a little late, I decided to stop by a local coffee shop. The inside was warm and cozy, filled with the smell of fresh coffee and the sound of people laughing and chatting. I shook off my umbrella and joined the line. When it was my turn, the barista smiled and asked, "How's your day been?" I couldn't help but laugh. "Wet, but at least the coffee is hot." She nodded in agreement. "It was sunny yesterday. This morning, chaos. Welcome to Australia." We both laughed, and for a moment, the rain outside didn't seem so bad. Again, the weather had started a conversation, brought a little humor to a rainy day, and reminded me that everyone was going through the same thing. It's easy to dismiss talk about the weather as just small talk, but for me, it's something more. It's a way to connect, to share a moment, however brief, with someone else. Around 2 in the afternoon, the rain finally stopped. I looked out the window, and the clouds were drifting away. Suddenly, the sun came out, and the whole city seemed to change. The wet streets started to dry, and the sky turned a bright, cheerful blue. It was almost as if the rain had never happened. I stepped outside and felt the warmth of the sun on my face. I closed my eyes for just a second, letting the sunlight soak in. For a moment, it felt like spring, not the middle of a rainy week. My phone buzzed. It was Mia. "Let's grab a snack by the harbor. It's beautiful now." I laughed and replied, "Really? The same harbor we didn't want to walk through this morning?" She messaged back, "Exactly. This city changes moods like people change shirts." We met at the harbor a short while later. The sky was clear, the water sparkled in the afternoon sun, and a gentle breeze carried the salty smell of the sea. It was hard to believe it had been pouring rain just a few hours earlier. People were out walking, some with their jackets tied around their waists, others with sunglasses, everyone enjoying the sudden change. We found a place to sit and watched the boats go by. As we chatted and enjoyed our snacks, a tourist approached us. He was from Canada, and he looked a little confused by the weather. "Is it always like this?" he asked. "4 seasons in one day?" Mia and I looked at each other and laughed. I said, "Pretty much. First rule of Sydney, always carry both sunglasses and an umbrella." We all laughed together, sharing that universal experience of trying to predict the weather and usually getting it wrong. The conversation turned to stories about crazy weather in other places: snowstorms in Canada, heat waves in Vietnam, sudden downpours in London. We talked about the way weather changes people's plans, their moods, even their lives. For a while, we were just 3 people from different parts of the world, brought together by the unpredictable Sydney weather. That evening, after a long day, I sat on my small balcony. The stars were out, the air was cool, and a soft breeze rustled the leaves of the trees below. It was peaceful, so different from the chaos of the morning. I thought about how the weather can change everything: our plans, our mood, even our conversations. People often say that talking about the weather is just small talk, something to fill the silence. But I think it's something deeper. The weather is a reminder that things change, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. Rain becomes sunshine. Storms pass. Cold days end. There's always something new around the corner. And more than anything, the weather brings people together, even if just for a few words, a shared laugh, or a knowing smile on a rainy morning. It creates moments that remind us that we're all in this together, no matter where we come from or where we're going. So, what's the weather like where you are today? Is it raining, sunny, stormy, or something in between? Maybe you're listening to this while watching raindrops slide down your window, or maybe the sun is shining and you're sitting outside enjoying the warmth. Whatever the weather, I hope you're having a good day. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel for more daily English listening stories with subtitles. We have new stories every week to help you practice real-life English in the most natural way. Remember, every weather brings a new story. Whether it's rain or shine, cold or hot, windy or calm, there's always something to talk about, something to share, and a new memory waiting to be made. So next time you step outside, take a moment to notice the weather. You never know what kind of story it might bring. As I finish my story, I think back to all those little moments: the rain tapping on my window, the shared laugh with a stranger on the bus, the warm coffee on a cold morning, the sudden appearance of the sun, the sparkling harbor, and the gentle breeze on my balcony at night. Each moment was shaped by the weather, and each one became a small part of my day. Talking about the weather isn't just about filling time. It's about connecting with the world around us and the people we meet. It's about finding something in common, even on the most unpredictable days. And who knows? Maybe your next conversation about the weather will lead to a new friendship, a memorable story, or just a simple smile that brightens your day. Thank you for listening to today's story. Don't forget to share your own weather story in the comments below. I'd love to hear what it's like where you are and how the weather has shaped your day. Until next time, take care, stay curious, and remember, no matter the weather, every day is a new adventure. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel for more daily English listening stories with subtitles, new videos every day to help you practice real-life English in the most natural way. And remember, every weather brings a new story.